Let's now jump into managing file and storage services with PowerShell. In this module, we're going to dig in and see exactly how you can manage all of the storage things with PowerShell. So let's not waste time and dive on in. We're going to move right into a demo. We're going to set up a file share from start to finish. First, we'll leverage the new SMB share commandlet to establish a new file share for an HR department demonstrating access and a quota. We won't stop there though. We'll use get SMB share to confirm its successful creation. And finally, we'll map this new share as a network drive on a client machine. This is the real proof of the pudding, showing that the share is not just created, but fully functional. So get ready, we're diving in. All right, so I have here on my domain join Windows 10 desktop. I've got PowerShell 7 open, and I'm remotely connected to our file server, SRV1, to create a new SMB share. Now, the first step is to actually create the SMB share with the new SMB share commandlet. So I'll create this share and I'll call it HR files. I'll set the path to C HR files on the SRV1 server. That's where the folder is located on the file system. Initially, I'm going to give the pre-created HR-admins AD group full access to it. All right, that should be there. So let's now verify it was created properly by getting the share and filtering it on the name. Now let's see if it was actually created. You'll see that here by default, whenever you run get SMB share, it returns all the shares, even the hidden ones on the system. So if you just want to find a single share, then you can just specify the name parameter and provide it the name. It is created. Now, since I'm on my SRV1 server, I will exit back out of this remote session. And now I want to map a drive letter on this client machine to this new share to test accessing it. So notice that the file path is on the SRV1 server, and I'm connecting to that HR files share. All right, it says it does not exist or it is not in a folder. There is a problem somewhere. Let's figure it out. Let's first see if that SRV1/HR file share can actually be accessed. And to do that, I can use test path. All right, access to the path is denied. Now let's see what I'm logged in as. There we go, PS for sysadmins Adam. Okay, that's the problem. I am not in that HR admins group. Let's change that. I now have another PowerShell session up, and I'm going to connect to the domain controller, which in this case, it is the same SRV1 server, and add myself into that HR admins group. All right, so now using add AD group member, I should be a member of that HR admins group. Now let's go back to our other PowerShell session. Now let's run test path again. And it says it's denied. Looks like we're going to have to log off and log back in again. Or maybe I can just open up another PowerShell session and run it as myself so it authenticates again. Let's see if that works. Now to run as a different user, I have to open this up from File Explorer. So I'll right click on the PowerShell shortcut, click Open File Location, and then I have it here. I hold Shift and right click. And now you see run as a different user. Let's see if this works. Yay, looks like it works. Okay, so that's a quick shortcut you can get around by logging in as yourself again if you're already logged in instead of logging off your machine and logging back in. Let's blow this up a little bit so you can see it a little better. And now let's try this again. We're going to map it to the H drive. And now it looks like it worked. Great. Now, let's see if I can actually copy a file to it. I have a file in CHR folder called sample.pdf, and I'm just going to set the destination to my H drive. Looks like it works. Let's confirm that. And voila, it is working. So there it is. So I've demonstrated creating the SMB share remotely, verified that it exists, and mapped and tested it from my local Windows 10 machine. And once testing is complete, just to show you the complete workflow, I can remove the share when no longer needed by running remove SMB share. In this case, I don't want to open up an interactive PowerShell remoting session with enter PS session, so I'm just going to run invoke command and pass the script block remove SMB share and then specify the share name of HR files and the computer name of SRV1, which the share is on. So I've added the force parameter here to ensure that the share is removed even if there are open files or connections. So by default, it will not remove that. And no errors means it was successful. So that wraps up fully provisioning and testing an SMB share with PowerShell remoting.